So this is a quick demo of the Nifty 50 analog display project, NF5. This was built using a couple of different things. Obviously the Notecard and Note Carrier F, an ESP32 running CircuitPython, and most importantly, this split flap display that's on the wall here and on my screen, which is called a Vestaboard. There are a lot of these different displays. You can build your own. Vestaboard is a very easy consumer grade device that does also have a local API for controlling. So the way that I built this project is using the Vestaboard. It's on my local Wi-Fi network, and I have a Wi-Fi powered microcontroller that is receiving environment variable updates from the Notecard and using that to control the display. So this is the look of my hardware. So you recognize the Notecard, the Note Carrier F, my little ESP32 Feather on here. This is a Feather S2 from Unexpected Maker. Cool little device. It's an ESP32 S2. Very fast little device. And I'm going to plug this thing in. And when I plug it in, the device configures its connection to the Notecard and also joins my local Wi-Fi network and sets up the Vestaboard with a sort of default template display that I'll be using for running this application. So it'll take just a moment. And there we go. Here is Blues Railway. This is a fictional train station provider based in cities around the country and uses analog split flap displays to monitor departure notifications for folks around a train station. The way that they manage their application is each of these devices is connected to NoteHub via the Notecard, and it uses environment variables as a way to disseminate updates across the fleet. So if I have fleets that are organized by location, Austin, Boston, Madison, Wisconsin, Salt Lake City, etc., and then I can use environment variables to actually control each of the 4 railway lines that can be displayed on the screen. So I have a set of environment variables that I have called line 1, line 2, line 3, and line 4. And then the way that I have this application set up is I'm using environment variables to actually display information about the city, the track, time of departure, and then whether or not the current departure is on schedule or delayed. And so my local application, which is running in CircuitPython on the Feather S2, then parses that information from the environment variable and then uses that information to update to the display with the city, the track number that the train headed to that city is leaving from, the time, and whether or not there's a delay. So I'll save this information, and when those environment variables are then propagated down to the device from the Notecard, it will parse that information and update the display. So you'll see now Salt Lake City, track 2, 755, Boston, Atlanta, and Boise, etc. Now you'll notice here there's a color green that indicates it's green if the departure is on time. So I'll make a couple of updates here now that I have this part of the display updated. Let's say Salt Lake City is now leaving from track 5, and it actually is going to be delayed to 9:55, 2-hour delay, really tough. So I'll change that. The Boston leg is still on time, but it's leaving from track 1. Atlanta. Things are always delayed out of Atlanta, so I'm going to move, or into Atlanta, so I'll move over to track 6 here. Move this one to track 6, and it is now delayed to 17:22. Set that update that to true, and Boise has moved to track 2, but is otherwise on time. So I'll save this now. These environment variables again propagate down the device, and the display should update in a few moments. And there we go. And you can imagine if I had a fleet of these distributed throughout a facility, it's an easy way for me to update these displays dynamically using the Notecard and NoteHub.